high gas prices affect Jeep Gladiator sales? And the garage remodel is done. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. So the big question is, will high gas prices affect sales of the Jeep Gladiator? We're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, I got to show you my new garage remodel. You know, a while back, I was looking at the garage and I was thinking, you know, it's getting kind of cluttered in here. Got to move some things around. I had some boxes stacked up on some cabinets, junk all over the place. Still have stuff kind of all over the place, but it is so much better now. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If you take a look around, I bit the bullet. I bought myself one of these great big giant tool chests. Been wanting one of these for quite a while, just to store all the things that I use, you know, to do mods and stuff on all the trucks I have. So I bought this thing, and what I did with it, of course, it's got stuff down below, whatever, miscellaneous, and I'm using the old one for storage of fasteners and things, like that kind of stuff. But I put all the stuff that I use all the time up here on top. Now, it's not going to stay this neatly organized. I talked about this in a different video, so I'm not going to get heavily into that, but that's part of the new remodel, or the garage remodel. Took the shelf down that were up there. I'll show you where they're at in just a minute. They had all kinds of boxes and parts and things, and that's one thing. If you're a modder, you're going to find that you're going to accumulate stuff after a while, unless you throw it in the trash. And who likes to do that with parts, you know? Also, I have the shrine up there to badges that used to be. The Tundra, some things off of the Ram, of course, the Tacoma, and I may add some other ones later. But moving over here, this is where things really got good, I think. Still have stuff on the workbench, still need to clean some of this stuff off, but some of these things are upcoming mods, so we'll get to that later. But this is an existing cabinet, still have one box up there, but that's gonna go, I think. Over here are the cabinets that I had on the wall that were over there. What I did, I took them off, I screwed them together, and I stacked them. And now we just have stuff. You guys can see all the cleaning stuff and towels and other things there. And then I added these lockers. Kind of takes you back to the old high school days, you know, where you'd put your stuff, and these come in handy, and I don't have them full. Thank goodness I have room. You can see over there. But I added stuff to them just to kind of move things around. These are some mods and things, leftover pulled pieces, stuff like that. And then an empty spot there and paint and stuff down here. Just a way to kind of neaten things up. We still have these old plastic shelves. I hate these things. Why I ever buy them, I don't know. They warp, as you can see here. I don't know. I guess because they're cheap. And then the decorations, you know, you have to decorate the garage a little bit. I'm into die-cast cars and things. I have a few here, and there's a few on the other side of the Jeep over there that you can't see. And then a whiteboard over there to kind of write down ideas or hints and things while I'm shooting videos. And then just some other little storage items up there. And then, of course, the lift, which is not new, but this comes in so handy when I need to get the truck up in the air to do things underneath. Love it. Anyway, that is the garage remodel, and I'm very happy with it now. Just a way to kind of neaten things up and keep things organized so that I don't spend my time searching for things, but rather doing mods. So let's hop in the Jeep. We're going to go for a ride. We're going to talk about whether or not higher gas prices are going to affect or are affecting Jeep sales. Real quick, before I do that, if you're new or you haven't before, make sure you smash that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. All right, little change of venue. Out cruising around in the Jeep Gladiator. Had to run a couple errands, you know, burning that really expensive gasoline. But the question is, will higher gas prices affect the sales of the Jeep Gladiator? And you know, I've been thinking about this. I've seen a couple of prices at stations as I've been driving around, and it seems like in my area, which I know is lower than most places, It's about 385, 386 a gallon, maybe a little bit lower if you drive around searching, but then you're burning gas to find gas. I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I've noticed, I did a little research, I went out looking at websites for dealerships in my area, and 3 or 4 of them I looked at, I think 4 of them. And Jeep Gladiator stock seems to be up as far as how many they actually have on the lots. It seemed to me the average was about 15. Well, times 4 dealerships, that's 60 Jeep Gladiators. That's a lot compared to what we have seen in the last several weeks. You know, there have been times where there were no Jeep Gladiators on the lot, much like a lot of the other vehicles out of there. You know, tumbleweeds blowing through. Really sad, I think. But it seems that the stock levels of the Jeep Gladiators have grown. And I think that might be somewhat attributable to the higher gas prices. And it's always funny to me how quickly people freak out. You know, the prices started going up about 4 or 5 weeks ago, something like that. And they seem to have leveled, and they leveled very quickly, somewhere around the little over $4 per gallon range, again in my area. And now they've dropped. 385, as I mentioned, maybe a little bit lower depending on how willing you are to drive around. But when I see the levels increasing on the car lots, it means to me, obviously, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that people aren't buying them. Well, why aren't they buying them? They were gone before. It's an awesome truck. Popularity has been increasing. The only thing that has changed is the gas prices. So yeah, I do believe that the higher gas prices have affected the sales of the Jeep Gladiator. What about the other trucks out there? I hear a lot of people on the channel, in the forums and things, talking to me about not buying a truck or even reconsidering what they're buying because of the higher gas prices. Now, this happened many, many years ago when gas prices went way up. People stopped buying the big trucks. Everything began to get smaller, you know, the higher economy trucks or the higher economy cars. It was so bad that a lot of the folks even jumped out of the mid-sized truck market. One of the only ones, if not the only one, that actually stuck around was Toyota with the Tacoma, which I think did them well. You know, the Tacoma's #1 now, and there's a reason for that. So yeah, I do think it is affecting the Jeep Gladiator as far as sales go. I think that if the prices come back down, and I mean somewhere around probably $2.99, yeah, below $3 a gallon, then I don't think it's really going to matter. Is that going to happen? Depends on which news source you listen to, I suppose. I tend to forget about those folks and just go out and look around myself. I can see what the prices are. Now, as I mentioned, I know it's higher in other parts of the country. I've seen, man, $6.50 a gallon, depending on where you live, mostly on the West Coast. But I think we're going to see a drop there as well. I think that the initial shock of everything that's going on kind of hit the market, as it always does. And sooner or later, it turns around, as it always does. Although the length of time, I think, in this case is going to be much shorter. We shall see. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Did the higher gas prices, or are the higher gas prices affecting sales of the Jeep Gladiator? Are you noticing more availability of them where you're at? I'd be curious to know. Also, again, real quick, if you didn't in the beginning, make sure you smash that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive FST, all about full-size gas-loving trucks, and Rob Motive, all about the Toyota Tacoma. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.